What's going on, everyone? You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports, and I'm Mitchell Renz. Today's show, we're going to take a deep dive into quarterbacks that I think could get benched in the 2020 season. We're going to start first, though, with a team that, honestly, whoever starts here in Week 1, I think has the highest chance of being benched, whether that's Mitchell Trubisky, whether that's Nick Foles. For the video's sake, I'm going to say it's Trubisky because he's been there a little bit longer. But let's get one thing straight. You don't go out and trade for another quarterback and then plus pay Nick Foles that amount of money unless you are seriously worried about Trubisky. Now, it seems like just in 2018, he had a pretty solid year. 2019, though, took a major step back. And this Bears team, I think, has just about all the pieces around him to be a very good Super Bowl caliber team. The issue is, if you don't have a quarterback that can really push you, well, that's when you might need to make a change. So let's just say the first 5 games of the Bears season is actually pretty easy. But what happens if Trubisky struggles? You know Bear fans are going to be calling for Nick Foles, and big, you know what, Nick also has a little bit of playoff experience, has been able to show in the past that, hey, when you need me to step up, I can do that. When it comes to Trubisky, I saw a quarterback afraid. You can't tell me when you are leading an NFL team, not even a team, a franchise, when you get in that huddle, if you can't convince those 10 other guys that you're the dude, it's really, really hard to go out there and move the football. And that's where the Bears struggled. They struggled moving the football. They still have an incredible defense. So maybe you see the Chicago team say, you know what, Trubisky, we're not really tied to you in 2021. You know, you're going to be basically gone anyway. We go to Nick Foles because we wanted to get the veteran. We wanted to bring him in, and we think that he's going to help us win more football games because that's why you ultimately bench a quarterback. So what I want every single person to do on today's video is I want you to share this on Facebook. So you're watching this video right now, most likely on YouTube. But what I want you to do is click that share button. You'll see it underneath the video. It looks like the icon that you see on screen there. So a 3-step easy process. Click the share button under the video, then click the Facebook icon, and then click post to Facebook. I want you to let me know your thoughts on this video or if there's another quarterback that you think could get benched. Let's go to the Los Angeles Chargers, and I know that their head coach has talked very confident about Tyrod Taylor, and he says that he's very confident in all the quarterbacks on his starting roster. My only thing is I don't know if I 100% believe him because as much as I think Tyrod Taylor has been a fun quarterback, whether that's been for fantasy football or for the Buffalo Bills, let's get it straight. He's not the answer for this team. I mean, there's no reason why you draft Justin Herbert, number 6 overall in the 2020 draft, if you are fully confident in Tyrod Taylor. This is a Los Angeles Chargers team where back in 2018, they were the best team in the AFC West. Now you got to compete with Patrick Mahomes. If the offense doesn't move the football, and if they can stay healthy, you know Chargers fans, if they actually exist, are going to be calling for Justin Herbert, the young guy out of Oregon. So when I think about how this offense is going to move the football, you go out, you bring back, actually, Austin Eckler. You have Keenan Allen. You're going to get Hunter Henry, who I think are all solid options. But can Tyrod Taylor actually push the football down the field? Sure, he's got a pretty decent deep ball, but I need a little bit more consistency. And when you look at the last 2 years from this Herbert kid out of Oregon, he's actually been pretty consistent. And it's also hard to find a college quarterback that has this much experience coming into the league. Yes, he battled some injuries early on, but if you were asking me right now, Justin Herbert or Tyrod Taylor, for me personally, I'd pick Justin Herbert. So the entire theme of this show is I want you to go down in the comments section and name a quarterback that's going to get benched. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you're going to get hit with an ad break. So scroll on down and let me know. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Today's show, quarterbacks that could get benched in 2020. For the Miami Dolphins, I have Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it is nothing against Ryan Fitzpatrick. If y'all have watched our shows before, you'll know that I absolutely love me some Fitzmagic. But he's not the future of the Miami Dolphins. Why? Because they went out and drafted Tua number 5 overall. And I think if fully healthy, and if this was a normal offseason, if 2020 was just a little bit normal, I think we would see Tua as the number 1 quarterback on this depth chart because when fully healthy, I actually think Tua can actually challenge Joe Burrow for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and I'm sure a lot of you Dolphins fans out there would agree with me. Now, Fitzpatrick, to me, was able to show some promise last year, and Josh Rosen has really never been able to do it, and as much as I love the idea of Fitzmagic, and his stats, were able to show what he was able to do for this team last season and kind of brought a little bit of life to that offense for a player like Devonta Parker, for a player like Mike Gesicki, and now they have some extra options as well on offense. But for me, the best chance for them to win football games is with the quarterback from Alabama. And Tua, in 2018, great year, again, battled injuries. 2019, great year, battled some injuries. So for me, if Tua's healthy, he's the guy you go with. But what I want you guys to do here on Chat Sports, it's about communication, okay? So scroll on down in the comments section, and I want you to let me know who's going to end up starting week 1 for the Miami Dolphins. You think it's going to be Tua? I want you to type T. You think it's going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick? Type F. And if you're a diehard Dolphins fan, check out our new channel, chatsports.com/DolphinsTV. Also have a special offer on today's show. Dolphin fans, if you want to go to some games in Miami, you need to stay safe out there. We have NFL face coverings, chatsports.com/NFL face mask. I'll put it in the description. It'll also be in the comments. If you're not a fan of the Dolphins, well, we also got you covered here. Maybe your wife is a Seahawks fan, or maybe your dad is a fan of the Chiefs. Bottom line, if you're a fan of any NFL team, we are going to have you covered here. Go to chatsports.com/NFL mask. They ship in 2 business days. They're only $14.99. And as much as I think that I have a halfway decent looking face, if I got to stay safe and this is what I got to do to the grocery store, I'm going to rep my favorite team, and y'all can too. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Let's go to the Las Vegas Raiders here, and I think it's Derek Carr. And if you watch the Raiders report, you'll know that we say all the time it's a make-or-break year for Carr. But it 100% is, right? 55 career losses in his first 6 seasons. The only quarterback in NFL history that has lost more than 55 games in his first 6 seasons is, can you guess? It's actually his brother, David. He's got 56 of them, so not doing too well in the win department in the Carr family. But you do go out and sign Marcus Mariota in free agency. You give him $7.5 million for this season. But I know John Gruden and I know Mike Mayock had a lot of confidence in Mariota when he was first coming out of Oregon. Who didn't, right? But they also have him at the ability to make $37.5 million in incentives. Why? Because they have a lot of confidence in him. So now this offseason, Derek is coming off a year in 2019 where he set career highs in yards and completion percentage. But the Raiders have surrounded him with talent in the draft, drafting, Ruggs, Lynn Bowden Jr., Brian Edwards. You have a great tight end, Darren Waller, a great offensive line. All the pieces that realistically you should be able to win football games with. And if you don't win football games, you're going to see the Raiders, I think, here move on from Derek Carr and then really kind of lean on Marcus Mariota, where I think his running ability could actually open it up a little bit in terms of RPO game for running back like Josh Jacobs. But a lot of all these other quarterbacks, I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly when they would get benched. For me, I actually think that I kind of know where Derek Carr would end up getting benched. But I am going to tell you that after I ask you this question. Will Carr get benched in 2020? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to scroll on down and type N for no. If you do type your Y for yes, let me know which game you think it's going to happen. If you're saying no, he's going to play all 16 games, well, I'll be honest, I kind of hope so too. So I kind of hinted at that I think that I know when he's going to get benched. I think it's going to happen in Week 6, or technically it'll be Week 7 after they come off their bye, because at Carolina, it's not the easiest game. Then you got the Saints, Monday Night Football, definitely not easy. In New England, never an easy game. Versus the Buffalo Bills, if the Las Vegas Raiders start out 0-4, people are going to be wondering. And then you got the Chiefs in Week 5. So if you're going into the bye week with, let's say, a 1-4 record, a 0-5 record, that's when you're going to regroup. And normally teams regroup after that bye week. And then you got to get ready for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. So, yeah, if it happens, I think it's going to happen after the bye. Let's go to the Washington Redskins now, where I got Dwayne Haskins. And Dwayne Haskins was drafted 15th overall by the Redskins in 2019. The issue is the head coach that drafted him, he's no longer there. So the Washington goes out. They hire a new head coach in Riverboat Ron. The reason why I think that Haskins does have a chance to get benched is they don't have too much talent around him, so he could struggle again, even though he did show some promise. But if Ron Rivera wants to go with Kyle Allen, we already saw it last year, right? Cam Newton struggles, battles some injuries, switches over to Allen. And there's a reason why I think that Ron Rivera did ultimately bring in Kyle Allen to this team, because it's a quarterback that he knows, and he has no ties whatsoever to Dwayne Haskins. Now, in terms of talent, I'll tell you straight up, I don't care what Haskins' numbers say. I think Dwayne Haskins is a more talented quarterback than Kyle Allen. And if you actually put some pieces around him and use them correctly, he'd be productive. But they don't have the pieces. And I don't know if they're going to have a lot of confidence in Allen. And I've already seen Riverboat Ron pull the trigger and go with Kyle, who played great in the beginning of the year. And I'm going to eat my words here because I was like, wow, Kyle Allen's actually halfway decent. Well, then he kind of just folded back into Kyle Allen and didn't play so well. So when I look at the Redskins, I could see them potentially moving on from Haskins and going to Allen. So another deal that we have on today's show, and I hope you all take advantage of it in these crazy times right now, I just want you to all remember, we are stronger together. And if you want your favorite team Stronger Together t-shirt, go to chatsports.com/strong. So these shirts, free shipping, and proceeds go to the COVID-19 relief fund. And for me personally, I do actually have one of these shirts. They are super comfortable. You're not going to sweat in them because it's like that high quality cotton. It's not the cotton that literally cuts your, like, you cut your nipples on basically because you're hurting so bad. These are really, really nice shirts. And you can get them for men. You can get them for women. They fit all people, all sizes, small, all the way up to 5XL. Let's go to another quarterback where maybe he should buy 9 for his kids. It's Phillip Rivers, and struggled a little bit in 2019, but was a Pro Bowler in 2016, 2017, and 2018. And let's face it, he isn't getting any younger. And I feel like when you have 9 kids, you say you're 37, but actually you're like 57. So the Colts, though, they do also still have Jacoby Brissett, who I think surprised a lot of us last year, played a lot better than what a lot of us expected. Sure, we were hoping for Andrew Luck, but hey, we got Jacoby Brissett instead. They also drafted Jacob Eason, who, for me, a lot of these quarterbacks, I think I would know who they go to. If they end up benching Phillip Rivers, you could see them potentially go to Brissett, who, they know what he has, or you roll the dice on the big arm quarterback who you drafted in round 4 out of Washington, Jacob Eason. For me personally, if I was trying to win football games, I don't know if I'd bench Rivers, but if I'm looking towards my future, I would actually probably take a Jacob Eason over Jacoby Brissett. But the issue here is with Rivers is this Colts team is in win-now mode, and they paid him 1 year, $25 million. The other issue is you already are paying Jacoby Brissett his full contract too, so maybe if he doesn't work out, that's a reason why you go with him. But I saw it last year. Wasn't able to push the football, and I don't know if he's going to be able to push the football down the field this year either. Another quarterback that I'm really kind of worried about, and it's why he'll be the last one here on today's video, it's Jarrett Stidham. And I understand that the New England Patriots think highly of him, and I used to live in Boston. A lot of my friends, family, they think very highly of Jarrett Stidham too. The issue is he doesn't have experience, and if the Patriots had a lot of confidence in him, maybe they would have drafted him a little bit higher than the 4th round. Now, sure, they probably expected to have Tom Brady. You and I both probably expected to have Tom Brady. But they no longer have Tom Brady. So for me, I think about Jarrett Stidham, if he does struggle, and I mean he might really, really have to struggle because between you and me, I think they might actually be trying to tank for Trevor Lawrence. But let's say they are trying to win. Let's say that defense can carry them. Let's say that they don't have full confidence in Stidham. Maybe they go with a reliable backup in, I can't believe I'm saying this, Brian Hoyer. A quarterback that has been in the Patriot system before, a quarterback that there's a reason why they brought Brian Hoyer back to New England. Now, sure, I don't think you're going to be able to win a Super Bowl with Hoyer, but he might be able to hold down the fort a little bit better than Jarrett Stidham. And for a team like Bill Belichick, for a team coached by Bill Belichick, he probably wants a reliable veteran. Maybe he thinks Brian Hoyer in his offense is going to be a reliable veteran. So I'm going to do a question here, and I want everyone that's watching to kind of, interact here. Type C for Derek Carr, type H for Dwayne Haskins, type S for Jarrett Stidham, or type R for Phillip Rivers. Out of the 4 quarterbacks that you see on screen right now, I want you to let me know who's the most likely to get benched. So we talk a lot about backup quarterbacks, but you could also see, because of how crazy of an offseason there is, what happens if one of these quarterbacks get benched, and then a team goes out and signs a quarterback. So the most notable quarterbacks in free agency right now, for me personally, I think it's Cam Newton, Matt Moore, Blake Bortles, Deshaun Kaiser's the youngest, and you got another guy like Cody Kessler. The teams that you see behind them in terms of logos, those are the teams that they played for last season. But wait, we're not done. There's still these other 4 here. Colin Kaepernick, obviously, has been in a lot of headlines here on NFL Daily. Joe Webb, if you're looking for maybe a mobile quarterback, I wouldn't recommend it. Trevor Siemian, Josh McCown, those are just some notable free agent quarterbacks where if you need to bench a guy, maybe you can go out and sign someone. So as you remember, a few minutes ago in the video, I said I'm going to make this the pinned comment. Maybe you missed your opportunity. Maybe you didn't take advantage of that YouTube ad break. So now it's the end of the video. Go let me know a quarterback that you could see get benched.